Midas and Fame, yeah. No shortcuts.
I'm here to give you motivation and a little bit of inspiration.
No shortcuts.
Me and the boss ain't easy. Every day somebody needs me.
It's no shortcuts.
I wake up, stretch, say a prayer, coffee and then some fresh air. Time to get it poppin'. I got a fresh 24. Hopefully I'm blessed with plenty more. Meanwhile, I'm thankful for the fire on the inside burning. I keep earning as the world keeps turning. The thing about life is you never stop learning. Hoping everybody Maxwell, Vernon. You make a plan, then you stick to it. Even in tough times, get through it. So get to it. And make sure your family's straight. We going worldwide, you understanding me, mate? Providing a platform where like minds can meet. Closed mouths don't get fed, want everybody to eat. On Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch. Tuesdays at noon, let's all get rich. It's no shortcuts.
Tell a friend to tell a friend about the No Shortcut Show.
Yes. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Salutations. Welcome back. We have been on a 2-week hiatus, but we are now back. Today is Tuesday, September 30th. Yeah, we're back like we left something, 2025. And we thank you guys for joining us, whether you're joining us via YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts on the replay, or Spotify on the replay. Whatever means you have used to watch our platform by the name of No Shortcuts with Midas and Fame. We thank you for joining us. Welcome. And as you're coming on in, please say hello and let us know where you're watching from, and we can give you a shout out.
Yeah, let's check in with everybody, man. We got Chris Davis checking in, aka DJ Kool-Aid. What's happening, my friend? Thanks.
Yeah, and word on the street is he's over in Dubai. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Thank you for joining us today, Chris, aka DJ Kool-Aid.
He might
My
get
mother
the
is
long
here.
distance award today.
Yeah, absolutely. My Aunt Flo
Flo
is here. Thank you, Aunt Flo. I love you. Thank you for joining us. My mother is here, Apostle Francis E. Hardison. I love you, Mom. Thank you for joining. Who else is here? We got.
Talk to him.
I see the number. The number in the left corner.
Don't be
We only
shy.
had 3 people say hi. We got about 5 or 6 more people that need to say hello real quick so we can shout you out before we get into the proceedings this afternoon. It is lunchtime. So we thank you guys for taking a moment out of your lunch hour to come hang out with the guys from No Shortcuts. You know, we've missed you guys the last 2 weeks. Famous has been extremely busy. There's my guy from back home, Mr. Dwayne Haley. I just spoke to him on the phone.
Yeah. 12
I'd
o'clock, guys,
say
you made it.
12 o'clock. Yeah, come on through, man. Shout out to him,
Blue
representing
Diamonds,
Sharon,
what
South
up?
Carolina.
Blue Diamonds is here.
Blue Diamonds, okay. North Carolina in the house. All right, what's up?
Donald from Rhode Island. Yo.
Rhode Island
Our
in the
guest-
house. We got,
Our guest today has some reach out there.
yeah, we got a little smorgasbord of locations. Yeah,
Man, James F. Masters out of Ohio. What's up, James?
Yes, faithful member of our community, guest a few times, and we just had a collaboration come out. I'm still getting the kinks out, and that's something I might address in a moment, between creating music and the music business, the business of music. 2 different things. I'm still waiting on my release to get approved for my platforms, but James has helped me out, corresponding with my distribution and all of that. His is available now, so all you got to do is look up Will Title Later, James F. Masters and Midas. Hip hop meets EDM, so my platform is still coming, but it's available on James. So y'all go ahead and listen to. We previewed it actually the last time we aired. We previewed it, but it's available now
it's
for your
available.
Spotify, Apple Music, and everywhere else.
My man James got Midas to get off the keyboards a minute and get back in the booth.
Yeah, I keep 1 foot on each. Keep 1 foot on each. Who else we got? Justin,
Chef
Okay.
Justin Time. I like that name.
Oh, Justin, you're a chef.
Yeah.
All right, cool. And while we're here, let me let you guys know we do have the No Shortcuts community on Facebook. We have that community for entrepreneurs and those that are associated with being an entrepreneur, or if you just want to support the idea of entrepreneurship. So make sure you check out No Shortcuts to Community. Also, No Shortcuts to Podcast. Those are 2 pages that we run
Facebook
also
pages, yeah.
on Facebook. So yeah, much respect for you
Community
guys coming
strong,
through
man. What's
today.
the number on the community now?
Yeah, that's a good question. I'm about to tell you.
800 people on there now?
It's 800 and something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Natalia's
can
here.
tell you. Oh, shout
Good
out to Natalia, former guest of the platform,
Good day,
incredible
good day.
musician, and faithful supporter of all of our platforms. I'm gonna tell you the number real quick here in a second. We are at 810.
Nice. Very nice. Love it.
Yeah,
Love
and year number 4, of doing this particular platform, and it's been a blast, ladies and gentlemen, to talk to friends of ours who are acquaintances that are entrepreneurs, giving them an opportunity to share their story, and I get inspired, from hearing certain things, and I learn. We get to learn at the same time, so it's been a wonderful journey, and thank you all for taking a trip with us on this No Shortcuts train.
Absolutely, man. It's been a wild ride.
Yeah.
We've been off for a couple weeks, and I have a bad memory most of the time, but I do know I've pretty much been in Charleston for the last few weeks. I did have a wedding this past Saturday in Rock Hill, and then I was back in Charleston Sunday night. But it's just been I've been in Charleston, man. I've been doing the thing down there for a few weeks in a row, which is why we couldn't have the show, because I was doing either Friday, Saturday, Sunday a couple weekends in a row.
You had one on Monday too, right?
I had that Monday wedding a couple weeks ago. So it's just been a lot going on, and that's why we played Gone Till November a couple weeks ago, because I already know this time
because we was almost going to November.
That's what it's gonna look like. That's what it's gonna
switching
look like.
Going to October, but we here. My brother's here.
Joshua Walker,
DJ Sticks,
my friend.
DJ Sticks is here. My brother Matthew Hardison. Y'all be sure to check out Smooth Sales on your Facebook and social media and internet. Type it in. If you shop at Amazon, you certainly can shop with Smooth Sales.
Absolutely.
All types of things, especially with the holidays approaching and everything like that. Y'all be sure to check him out, ladies and gentlemen. We got ProMax Expedite. Who else? I want to make sure we didn't forget anybody.
We got everybody else, I believe, so far.
Okay.
Keep talking to us.
Thank y'all. Yeah, thank y'all for joining us. This is how you come back off a hiatus.
Yeah, where you been these past couple weeks? Tell us where you've been,
man,
with the Kings of Summer.
They call me Hambone, so I've been around the world and back again. But man, just been traveling a little bit, mainly with the chairman of the board. We've been. Let me look back real quick. Let's see. A couple of weeks ago, we were in Lake City, September 20th. Then last Saturday, it's been a couple of light weeks actually for me as well, minus rehearsals and working on the material with James, getting that done. We were in Williamston, North Carolina this past Saturday, and the weather was looking a little gloomy. In the area of the Carolinas, we in the tropical storm season and everything like that. So on the way to Williamston, we encountered some rain, and Williamston is like about 4 hours away from the Charlotte, North Carolina area. We ran into some rain, and then it cleared up. It was a little bit of sprinkling after sound check, but then, God smiled on us and we're able to perform. And it meant a lot to the client who booked us, because she said they never really get any good entertainment out in Williamston. And she personally reached out to Ken to have us come there. So it was a great reflection on her and her staff. So I'm glad everything worked out with the weather. And then, of course, church on Sundays and things like that. I actually got a call this past Saturday. I played a funeral yesterday. Shout out to Reverend Ross, who called me on Saturday while I was loading the van to leave with the chairman of the board. He had to preach the funeral and he needed a musician. So, called on me. And as I've always said here, funerals, as a paid musician, funerals are very complex. You want to make your money and things like that, and you want to do the job, but there's an element of sympathy and compassion, and the occasion itself. So it's tough sometimes, but definitely prayers and condolences to the family who I rendered music for on yesterday, and shout out to Reverend Ross for the phone call and things like that. So we appreciate it, man. We here.
Absolutely.
Who else did we miss while I'm
Simply Sweet Catering is in the house
in Tennessee? She's been very busy. She started her business after coming around our platform. We're gonna have to have her as a guest on one day.
We
Anita?
inspire.
Yeah, we love that too, to see people start their businesses after hanging out with us and gathering this information, because everybody has a gift or a passion or something that they probably would do for free. But the beautiful thing is when you can take that hobby or that passion and turn it into a career of sorts.
Absolutely, man. That's what the whole theme of this show has been about for the last 4 years. And we've been off for a few weeks. And normally when we're off like that, we'll just come in, just the two of us, and do the show and kind of catch up on everything. But this time,
however,
however, today we do have a guest. We do have a guest.
Yeah.
I've known this gentleman from afar. I've never met him. We didn't have a whole lot of one-on-one interaction, but I've been following him. I've been checking him out. I've been knowing who he is for a long time, because he is like actually the mayor of Charleston DJs. He is the mayor down there. You know what I'm saying? So I've known this guy for a long time. He's been in the green room patiently. We left him some red M&Ms.
Yeah. Is it red today? Not the green ones?
Yeah, we left him some red M&Ms in the green room. He is the owner operator of the Dance Doctors, great DJ company based out of the Charleston area. You know how we do about this community, man. No competition. It's just all community. And he really exemplifies that, because I see other DJs that have their own businesses always still reaching out to him, and he's always, there to advise and help other DJs and help the community out. I see it all the time in these groups and stuff. So that's what stuck out to me when I first started, getting to know who he was. And we're going to bring him on to talk about it. Let's welcome my friend Earl Newell.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
The Dance Doctor.
What's going on, fellas?
Doctor. Hey, man, thank you for joining us today. Thank you for taking a moment
for having me. Appreciate
out of your busy schedule to come and sit down and have a chat with the good old folks here at No Shortcuts.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. How you guys feeling? Feeling good?
Doing well, man.
Doing pretty good, man. There's my father. My father's here, Bishop Jerry Hardison Sr. And shout out to him, as well as if you need any church supplies, if you're in the PD area around Sherrall, Florence, or surrounding areas, stop by in Sherrall and visit Praise and Faith Gospel Shop, 910 Chesterfield Highway. Shout out to my father for being here, joining us today.
Yeah, absolutely. Earl.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming, man. Thanks for coming, brother. I was saying kind of ahead of time, man, I've known of you for quite a long time. I don't think you knew this part, but years ago when I first decided to start my business and go out, and make this, you see if this could become a full-time thing, I remember seeing you in some of the chats and like the DJ groups. And it was probably the DJ's Vault, like when it first started.
Yeah, when the Vault first started,
when the Vault first started, I had no idea about CRMs, about DJ event planner, all these things. And I remember you specifically had said something. I think I might have posed a question in there, and you said something about the DJ event planner, and I never heard of it at the time. But I remember, what your thoughts were, and I looked you up. I said, "Who is this guy?" And I looked up, and I saw a whole lot of commonalities. So that stuck out with me. And then years later, as I start to work a little bit in the Charleston area, I started to see, I was like, oh yeah, that was that same guy from the DJ's Vault years ago. So I've been watching you for a long time, man. I've appreciated what I've seen, your contributions to the DJ world, the DJ community And I was just, when we finally got to talking and I asked you a few weeks ago to come on, he said, yes, I had to lock him in.
Gotta do it. Gotta do it, man. Yeah, hey, famous said anybody in Charleston, they got to check in with you.
Yeah, if we come through, this toll booth right here.
I called you the trick of Charleston.
You know what's up?
me and Brian almost got our tire slashed last weekend because we was out.
I had to send the boys after them,
Yeah, okay.
I was about to come out to Panera with a boot on my car.
Oh man,
introduce them to Frankie Knuckles and the boys.
Yes, well connected, huh? For lack of a better term, he's well connected. So. That's great, man.
Natalia says we all look cool in hats. And Natalia, this was seriously a last-minute decision. Earl and myself decided at the last minute to go put hats on.
Yeah, so I logged in with my hat on already.
Yeah.
Midas was ready.
Yeah, man, so it's all about inspiring here at No Shortcuts,
And I appreciate your inspiration.
Yes, sir. It's my pleasure. It's my pleasure. Yeah,
Earl,
absolutely.
we could tell
And
you
we still
run
got
deep,
people
man. We got
coming.
a lot of you got a lot of DJ 45. Oh yeah, that's Earl. We got a lot of people coming in, checking in to watch you today, man. We
Yeah,
appreciate
shout out to
everybody too.
everybody. Yeah,
A lot of good folks
absolutely.
out there, man, that I've had a chance to meet over the years, man, and work with.
Hmm.
Uh-huh.
That's
That's
awesome.
great.
So let's
Great,
start with
great.
tell us a little about where you're from and what your childhood was like, what your upbringing was.
Yeah, man, I'm originally from Queens, New York.
Me too.
Grew up in New York. Yep.
Hey,
So I'm from Jamaica, 105th, where we
Jamaica,
Hey,
at.
for real?
okay.
Yeah,
I,
man.
I
Yeah,
knew you were
man.
from Queens. I saw it in your profile from Queens. I didn't know exactly
Yeah,
where. I grew up in Left
yeah.
Wreck City, but I used
Okay.
to work. I used to work at that Taco Bell on
You out there
160
with
in Jamaica
Akinelli,
Avenue.
huh?
Yeah, yeah. Akinelli, main source, Akinelli. That's how.
Yeah,
That's how we.
all the boys.
Yeah. So
So,
Yeah,
I used to work that
yeah,
Taco Bell on 160 in Jamaica Avenue.
I mean,
nice.
I used to work at
Yeah.
the barber shop right off Jamaica Ave, man.
Oh
It
yeah.
was my uncle was he the one that inspired me. So that's where my entrepreneurship came from, man. Really from my uncle. He
Really.
was the youngest out of all of my mother's siblings. You know what I mean? So he was basically
Hmm.
about 7 years older than me.
Hmm.
You know,
Okay.
Okay.
so he was like my closest inspiration, and
Right.
so
Mm.
he was a barber. He worked off Jamaica Ave, and it's funny. So he used to work with Fredro Starr and the
Oh,
boys.
okay. From Onyx.
They used to be barbers. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Really?
Yeah. So all them cats were barbers before they got into the rap game, and
Wow.
everybody had a record deal coming up, right?
Hmm.
I tell
But
you.
nobody ever came through. But yeah, yeah, but that was my inspiration, But now they used to work together, and
Hmm.
so when you see like a positive male role model in your life,
Hmm.
you want to emulate those things. And my uncle
Absolutely.
Tyrone, they call him Bear. Um, and he was a dope barber. You know what I mean? So I wanted to be
Uh-huh.
like him. So I was like, and he was running his own business, doing all that stuff. So that's when my inspiration sparked. And then,
Hmm.
we moved to the South to North Carolina, during my schooling years. And so I got opportunity, man, to really kind of go back to New York every summer, spending, time
Hmm.
mainly with my uncle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
my family was there, but man, I wanted to hang out with my
Uh-huh.
uncle, man, all summer, because he was
Yeah.
getting it. So,
Yeah.
and I learned a lot
And
from him about business.
yeah. Any siblings or only child
Yeah,
or?
man. Yeah, I have a brother, have a younger brother. He's 4 years old. He's actually in New York now too. He moved back to New York. He lives up there. He's
Okay.
been up there man, for a minute. So it's him and
Hmm.
I. And then, of course, my mother. She's here. She's retired in North Carolina. And then, my
Okay.
father, God rest his soul, he did 28 in the military.
Hmm.
So my mother was a school teacher, as an educator. My father was in the
Yeah.
military. You know what I mean? So I had good role models. Got a pretty
Yeah.
solid family foundation. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But pretty much everybody in my family, man, just they hustle, get it done. You know what I mean?
Go get it. Go get it. What
Yeah.
kind of music were you guys listening to in the early
Oh man, you
years?
already know what's up, man. That Saturday morning music, man, was
When it's
like
time to
Pine
clean up?
Sol and Ajax,
So,
man.
come on.
The
Dust
bathtub
spray.
smell like Ajax.
The
Certain
sound of
songs
the
you hear now, you
vacuum.
still smell the pound saw, whether
And you
you
gotta
hear the
turn the
song.
you
Man,
gotta turn
used
the
to hate.
music up
I used to
louder.
be the guy that hit the vacuum bag. I remember they had the vacuum bag.
Yeah,
I was
the
the vacuum
vacuum
bag
bag.
guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
you gotta
yeah,
detach the vacuum bag, right?
you got to detach it. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
that little bit of that dust gonna go everywhere
all be
too.
up in your nose. You know what I mean?
On the
So
floor,
I
your
was the
hands.
oldest. Yeah, I'm the oldest
Yeah.
grandchild, man. So I had to do that stuff. I was like,
Hmm.
man, these other kids gotta learn how to do this stuff, but they were younger than me.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Yeah.
man. But yeah, we listen to all kind of the good stuff, man. All the stuff,
Mhm.
man. That, in all honesty, it's the stuff that I love to play now. It's a
Hmm.
lot of that
Okay.
'70s, early
Yeah.
'80s music. You know what I
That's
mean? That
timeless.
soulful music,
Timeless stuff.
timeless, man, timeless.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, um, but yeah, man, a lot of good stuff, man. And then and growing up, and, like growing up in New York, man, you have so many different cultures, so you got experience
Hmm.
to a
Hmm.
lot of music.
Yeah.
I can really only say probably the only thing we really didn't have a lot of exposure to was country,
Yeah.
but other than
Okay.
that, but you had everything.
Hmm.
I mean,
Yeah. Yeah.
Bahamian
Melting pot.
music, Latin,
Yeah.
everything. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
a lot of
Yeah.
Dominicans that live there, Asian, everything, man. So
Yeah.
Filipino, you had
Mhm.
everything. Um,
Like,
and it was just a good time, man. It was a good time growing up, going to block parties, being a kid. You know
Yeah.
what I
oh
mean?
man. Yeah.
Running around
Plugging up
picking
into
up
the light pole.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I was just trying to run through the fire hydrant. You know what I mean? I'm trying to
Yeah,
get
that
wet.
too.
For the girl,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying
Yeah.
to show out.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know,
The good old days, as they say.
good
The
old
good old
days. You
days.
know what I mean?
And
But
things definitely have changed. Nowadays it's really not
yeah.
even safe to congregate and
Ah,
commune like that if you don't know the people, because
Mhm.
times
you
have
touch a fire
changed.
hydrant now, you're going to jail for wasting water.
Oh
Well,
yeah.
that
Oh
too. It's a
yeah.
scarce
For
a
sure.
resource, scarce resource. So
Mhm.
you
Yeah.
said you moved down to North
Yeah, we
Carolina
moved.
middle school
Yeah, moved to North
years.
Carolina. Yeah, for my schooling years. So, did high school. Ended up going to college. I was a graduate of Fayetteville State University.
Oh,
Uh,
Fayetteville State. Okay.
yeah, man, Broncos. Down. My mother was a professor
Mm.
at the
Hmm.
college, and then my brother he went to North Carolina A&T. So we were all part of that North Carolina academic system, and
Absolutely.
so I love my Carolina schools, man. You know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
ended up relocating to the Charleston area in 2013.
Okay.
My company
Hmm.
relocated me. The company I was working with at the time
Hmm.
relocated me here for an opportunity, promotional opportunity,
Hmm.
and it was a great thing, man.
Yeah.
It was
What
a
was that
beautiful
company
move.
again?
So I was working for Hendrick Automotive Group at
Okay.
that
Okay. Yes.
time. Yeah, I was in automotive sales.
Hmm.
I was actually in automotive. I was what they call a business development manager. So I trained people on how to sell over the phone, and that's when the internet
Uh-huh.
was just coming out, was booming. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I
Right.
was an early adopter back in 2006. I had a closet and a telephone. You know what I mean? So
Ah.
Hmm.
Yeah.
and
At the workplace.
at the workplace, yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Just a
so
telephone
we
and a
built it
small
out.
space. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So that
Nice.
when we built it out, man, to be something beautiful in 3 or 4 years, and I did such a great job. They moved me around to a lot of different stores within North Carolina area.
Hmm.
Went to a couple of stores in Georgia, and then I got that promotion to come to Charleston.
Wow.
Yeah, man,
Wow.
Okay.
it's the best move I ever made.
Yeah.
Oh, do tell.
Yeah, man. So like it was it's crazy because we actually came down here on a vacation. Came down on
Oh.
vacation. And if you don't want to move to Charleston, the number one thing you do is don't bring your wife with you, right?
Yeah.
It's a lovely city.
It's a gorgeous
Yeah.
place, man. I mean, soon
Yeah.
we came here on vacation, and
Yeah.
we came down. My wife on the way home, we went back to North Carolina. She's like, "Man, that was a really nice place." I was like,
Mhm.
"Oh crap, you know what
Mhm.
that means?"
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I mean,
Right?
it's got
Yeah,
water, the
right there.
scenery,
Hmm.
the
Tourism. I mean,
element of
everything.
tourism,
Man,
yeah,
the food is
food.
amazing. Oh my god,
Hmm.
you got
It's just hot
everything,
in the
right?
summer. It's a little hot in
Yeah,
the summer though,
it's so
Earl.
hot. It's so hot. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's different than North Carolina hot, but
Yeah.
um, yeah, when we had literally just bought a brand new house too, man, and
Mm.
she's like, "Yeah, I like that place. It's pretty nice." So we're just kind of talking. I'm trying to be quiet. I
Yeah.
don't want to engage in the
Mhm.
conversation. You
Right,
know what I
right,
mean? I'm
right.
thinking about just let's get back home and we're good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Um, but fast forward, man, we ended up moving here. It was a blessing, man. We got here, and I'll be honest with you, man. God knows how to work things out. He put me here for a reason, because that led me into, feeding into my inspiration of being an entrepreneur and
Yeah.
Mm,
really kicking my business off. And I couldn't
yeah.
do it where I was at in North Carolina
Mm,
because
mm,
the resources weren't there. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Right.
So he put me in a fruitful field where I could go through and just kind of start tilling
Mm,
my own lane. And
Yeah.
that's what I
yeah.
did, man.
That's
So
so
it was a
interesting,
great
man.
thing.
We had almost a very similar path that way with my job. They relocated us to Asheville. And
Mm,
actually, I had the
For that.
option at the time. It was going to be Savannah or Asheville. And
right.
Mm,
wife and I talked about it, and we chose Asheville. And went out
Mhm.
there and got that store up and running. And then that was where I learned, because I hooked up with a guy who owned a DJ company out there, because I was just looking to get some part-time gigs on the weekends and stuff.
Right.
yeah.
and he dealt primarily in the wedding business. And he had like 20 DJs or something. And I kind of, we had breakfast and we had a talk for a while. And then I started doing weddings through his company. And
Right.
then that's really what sparked like, oh, this could be a thing. Like
Yeah,
I didn't know,
absolutely.
growing
Right.
up like where we grew up and,
Yeah.
and DJing,
Yeah,
we
it's
thought
different.
weddings was corny. We thought wedding DJs was corny.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
I started to see then that it didn't have to be like that. And then once we moved back to Rock Hill from Asheville, that's when I really got going with the wedding business. But it was all because of that move,
Yeah.
like you said, like the plan was
Yeah.
there. We just had to say yes to something, in the
Yeah,
beginning.
Man, they had to
sometimes
make
you
that
got to see
decision.
it.
I mean, yeah, you got to see. Sometimes you can't see it. Sometimes it just happens,
True.
and then
Yeah.
you see it once you're in it.
Yeah.
You're in it. Then you're like, man, this is an opportunity.
Right. So how long have you
So,
been?
I mean,
Like you were DJing, part time while doing the corporate job.
Yeah,
But when did you get the bug to start DJing, and where did that come from? Where did that inspiration come from, and what was that like?
well,
when you first
I
started?
mean, man, I started DJing, man, in middle school. A friend of mine,
okay.
my yeah, man, this is like in '85. We still carry records and stuff.
Yeah.
A good friend of mine, his brother was a DJ. He was in high school, we were in middle school, and of course, we'd have to help him out. Carry records and
Carry them
like
crates.
Yep.
carry the crates and stuff like that. But it was cool because we got a chance to go places, being young,
Yeah.
that we could get into.
Right.
But his brother really liked the girls. What I mean, like to hang out with them. So it's not like now there weren't no autoplay. Like you got to put the
Right.
record stop. You had to put a record on. So
Right.
which was cool because when he also played football. But what he didn't know was while he was at football practice, we were in his room using his DJ equipment.
I was gonna ask at some point, like, when did y'all get on the equipment without his permission?
Yeah, while he was at football practice, we were in his room practicing on his his Technique 1200s. You know what I mean? I'm pretty sure we messed up a couple of needles and other
And
stuff
a couple
too,
of records.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
His record
So
started
it's like,
skipping.
I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
I wasn't there.
That's right.
Man.
Yeah, man. But that was the bug hit because growing up, man, you always saw it like the block parties. Like the DJs was the cool person in New York, man. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
That was the dude in the neighborhood. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Other
even
than the
with-
dope boys. You know what I mean?
Even with hip hop at first, right? Like the DJ was the guy. The MC would just
He was the guy.
get the mic for a little bit or whatever like that. But the DJ was the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you got to think like like DMC from Run DMC. I mean, he lived around the corner. You know what I mean? All the guys in the hood, right? They all right there. LL's like a couple blocks away. They all went to St. Albans. Everything's right there. And so you see these guys at block parties. They like like oh yeah, I saw Travis last week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
and
great.
yeah, but they up there, they got the mic, but the DJ is the one that's rocking the deal. But between the DJ, it's like when I knew this is when I knew that DJing could probably be the deals. I came back one summer and we seen DMC Daryl Mack. He had a 5 Series BMW. It was all white with black tint with BBS rims on it, right? And I'm like 14, 15 years old. And I'm like, yo, this is dope, right?
Yeah.
So this is like, this is the nucleus of like hip hop. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And so I would come back every summer, and I have like shoebox full of tapes from WBLS, Kiss, Mr. Magic, Rap Attack, Molly Mall, Red Alert, all the tapes, you know what I mean? So I would come back, and I was the man, you know what I mean? Because I had all the music before it got down south.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So,
It always took a while to get down here.
yeah, it took a while. So me and the partners, man, we would just sit, in the house, just listen to music all day long. I just record off the radio, all summer.
I used to do that
And
too.
I was like, that was really like kind of my inspiration, like listening to WBLS and Kiss, on those tapes, just rewinding them, and listening. And then in my mind, I'm putting all this stuff together. I'm thinking about the block parties. I remember seeing
Yeah.
people that I just knew now driving around in cars, and I'm like, man, this is like there's something to this, and this is like when hip hop was really starting to kick in. You got to think it's not really big,
Yeah.
but it's still just a New York thing. You know what I mean? It's
Right.
there's no Atlanta, there's
Right.
no West Coast stuff. This is just all New York. You know what I mean? And
Absolutely.
you got a lot of the Philly and the DMV area starts to filter in, but over a period of time, it's like, man, it was a big inspiration. But
Yeah.
at that period of time, I'm doing what my parents tell me: go to school, get a good
Absolutely.
education, get a job, work hard, show up early, leave late, get
Yeah.
promoted, work your way up the ladder, and I did all those things, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And within my company, I was probably one of the fastest, promotable individuals in their history, just because of, my commitment to wanting to be better.
Yeah.
So when they said, yeah, usually you got to be with the company 10 years to do this, I did it in 3.
Right.
You got to be in the company with this to do that. I did it in less time every time.
Right.
But that same competitive spirit that I put into want to be the best corporate person I could be, I implemented into my own personal business when I started my
Yeah.
business.
That's how you
You
do it.
know, yeah. So so now I'm here in Charleston, and I'm here for a promotion, right?
Yeah.
I'm working. I'm doing those same things I did before, man. I'm coming early, staying late, helping people, doing this, doing that, making my connections, different stores, doing everything I got to do because people, they invested time in me. They moved me here. They
Yeah.
moved my family here.
Right.
That there's an expected return on investment.
Yeah. ROI.
Yeah.
They like we need to get something out of you, homie. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
So
I had a
I'm here.
question.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
crazy.
I was just gonna ask you real quick. I'm sorry, Earl. When you,
Yeah.
I just had a thought. When you were your early days of DJing and having a tape, did you make your own tapes by chance and then sell those too?
No, I
Oh, you
mean,
didn't?
'cause
Okay.
you got to think about this, man. There's like, there was no glorification of yourself to say, hey, look what I did, or there's no
I see.
pictures, there's no
Right.
video, there's you did it because you loved it. Now people do it because
Right.
they front.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
that's true. That's
Yeah.
They're not really what they say they are. They're just front. They're not. It's
Right.
all it's commercialized now more than anything else.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like you kind of play into that, and it's crazy because I think about all the things that I've done and all the people that I've known and stuff like that. And it's like I have no photos of no one, but I got them here.
Right.
This is the most important thing
Just wasn't like that back then.
because
No
I mean, if
Polaroid.
the house burned down, if the house burned down, the photo's gonna burn with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
that's
I
true.
always got it because I lived it.
Memory. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, that's
So that's why I tell
facts.
people the experience lasts longer than photos ever will.
Yeah.
You
I
know,
always
very
think
true.
about that. I see people always with the cameras out at a concert and
Always.
stuff like that. I'm like, I just want you to
Yeah.
be in the moment, like live, enjoy yourself, not
No,
worry about
I
shit
really,
all
man,
the time.
I just want to do a party one day and like tell people like you can't come in if you got a cell phone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Leave the cell
You know?
phones at the door.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So me and them 10 people gonna party.
Yeah.
Yeah. Might be less than that.
Yeah.
Might be
Just us,
like 7.
us 50-year-olds. That's it.
7 and a
Yeah.
half.
Yeah.
But it's true though. Like, I mean, think about it, man. Like if you think about like the first time you've been to, like say the first time you've been to Disneyland or something like, you know what I mean? Like you had the
Oh,
experience.
Yeah.
Like, right, like
Yeah.
you remember that. You know what I mean?
That's
And
a
you're like,
fact.
man, we got some pictures somewhere, but the pictures weren't important because like you were engulfed in
In
the
the
whole
moment.
process.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the first time I went to Vegas, man, I was like blown away. Bro, like if you ain't never been to Vegas, it's like it's not about the stuff. It's like I'm looking at the architecture of the buildings. I'm like, bro, I wonder how much it costs just to build that wall right there. Like that's a $200,000 wall. You know what I mean? Like all the like painting and the gold and I mean it's crazy. It's spare no expense. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
I guess our
they do
default
that to
from
give you the
our
experience.
age, from our age
Yeah.
group, we're not
Yeah, our
defaulting
age,
to
we're the
pull a
last of
picture
that.
out.
Yeah.
pull the camera out to look at it. You know,
Yeah.
that's just not our default. And
Yeah,
most
but
people
and
nowadays,
that's
that's
just
what they
kind of
do.
one of the things, I mean, I like
Yeah.
to help create an experience, you know what I mean?
Yeah. So let's talk
Nah,
about
that's
that. So
great, man.
you're
Talk
working full
about it.
time for Hendrick,
Yeah.
and then you know when you get down to Charleston, what was that path that you started DJing in Charleston on the side? It was a side hustle, and then it
Hmm.
eventually came the main
Yeah.
deal.
Yeah, man. So, of course, whenever you do something you care about it, or you do something that makes you feel good, and it's not really about the money, it draws you back to it. You know what I mean? So like, and that's the one thing that for me it was like music, man. The first time that I ever had to DJ by myself, and I saw the reaction of the people
Mm-hmm.
based upon the songs that I was selecting, you can't get no higher than that. There's no drug in the world that can get you higher than that. That is like everyone is like enjoying what I'm doing. Like, and it's
Right.
like the next thing you got to do got to be fire.
Yeah.
You can't let
Yeah.
them down.
Yeah.
You
No,
know what I mean?
no.
Yeah.
You
Yeah, got
can't
to
let them
stay there or
down.
go up.
Yeah,
You got them now. You got to
yeah.
keep them.
So, and once you get that feeling, man, it's like, I mean, that is the biggest drug in the world, is that satisfaction of
Mm-hmm.
doing something, no matter what it was. If you did a craft, or you were an entertainer, whatever it was, and to see the satisfaction that people get from your end product of what you provided, man, that is the best feeling in the world.
So true.
You know.
So true. Mm-hmm.
So, having done that, here I am. I'm working at the dealership. We're doing our thing. We're getting our numbers. And if you ever worked at a car dealership, man, working a car dealership is not for a weak person. I'm gonna let you know that now.
Right.
So, a lot of people say, "Oh, I'm just gonna be a job as a waitress." That's not an easy job. I'm gonna go get a job at a car dealership. That's not an easy job. You know what I mean? People say, "Oh, it's easy." It's not. It's not. Not everyone can do it. That's why the turnover is so high.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Expectations, pressure, things like that.
Man, so there's a lot of things you got to do with, and everyone's not a salesman. You know,
Mm.
you have more customers than you have salesmen in this world. You know what I mean?
For sure.
So,
Got to sell to
have to go.
somebody.
You got to sell to somebody, but you got to go through a lot
Yeah.
of customers that want to be salesmen and find
Yeah.
out that they're not salesmen, get rid of them, and find some salesmen. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm selling cars, and I'm like, man, I have, I'm working 10-hour days.
Mm-hmm.
But then I'm getting these opportunities. I've only been here 3-4 months. I meet a couple of guys at a few events, and I'm like, man, I just really want to like do this like part time. Only time I'm off is on a Sunday, you know. But maybe I can catch a Friday night, or maybe I can catch a Saturday night, And then after a while, I was catching a Saturday night event. I was catching a Friday night event. I was catching a Sunday event. And I'm like, all right, this is pretty cool. I'm building relationships with people. I'm
Right.
meeting the right people, networking with the right people.
Mhm.
And these are the guys, like the guy that you met that was running his multi-op business and you
Yeah.
became a member of. I'm meeting those individuals in the Charleston community.
Mm-hmm.
And those guys, man, super smart. And the beautiful thing about being in Charleston, man, there's a lot of people that love helping you.
Yeah, I
You
love
know,
that. I love
man,
that.
It's a
Yeah.
friendly area.
man, yes. I mean, there's always competition. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, it's always
Okay.
competition, but I
Community
will tell you,
over.
yeah. I mean, there's too much business in Charleston, and the talent pool is not there. Let's just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
The talent pool is not there. So we got to call. My man here to come get the
ones who know.
rest.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's too much food. We can't eat it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To your point about,
Yeah.
about making the crowd feel that music, Natalia says when you,
You
hear
gotta
that
feel it,
applause
man.
one time, you
Yeah.
become addicted to the stage. Yeah.
You become addicted to it. Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
that's why you keep doing it.
You keep doing it, man. It's a wrap.
Get that
And,
feeling.
and she
Yeah.
says, "So we are narcissists." I'm gonna
Yeah,
disagree.
she ain't lying.
Narcissist? That's a little strong.
I don't know, man. I'm a DJ narcissist.
I'm gonna stay out of that one.
Yeah.
I'll let
Josh,
y'all
But,
have
man,
that.
Josh Walker
I
says
would probably
more
say
than
I'm
enough
a
business for
junkie
everyone.
than a narcissist. You know
There
what I
you
mean?
go. There you go. There you
Mhm.
go.
I'm a junkie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There
I'm a
we
junkie.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
Get that
the
fix.
music,
Music
wake up and I
narcissist is
wake up and I
safe.
gotta have it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no doubt. But not Charles. And that's what we preach here, preach and teach on our platform: community over
Yeah.
competition. Because there's
Every
like
time.
there's more than enough to go around for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And,
Yeah.
and I always say, use the analysis of a pie. Famous always crack
Yeah.
up at this. But I could have my own pie instead of worry about you taking slices of my pie. I can show you how to make a pie yourself. Then you
There
can
you go.
show the next man, and then there's
There you
pies
go.
for everybody.
Everybody get pie.
Everybody
Yeah,
pie.
yeah.
Pie
I
for
love
everybody.
it. Pie for everybody. Is it gonna be sweet potato or pumpkin?
Yeah.
Bro, you already know the answer. Don't even gotta ask. You ain't gotta ask, bro. Come on now.
I will say they're very similar. I'm just leaving it at that.
You know we down for potatoes,
The difference
man.
is the difference.
The difference is
No,
the difference.
there is a difference.
We need that nutmeg in there.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Now, somebody tried to fool me one time. They had it was sweet. It was not that pumpkin pie. I was like, man, it's pretty good, but it ain't sweet potato.
Yeah, I know
it ain't quite hit, right?
I know
Yeah.
what you're trying to
Right.
And I
It's
will
like,
say,
it's Coke, but it's Diet Coke. You know?
Yeah. And I will say, if there's no sweet potato pie around, I will have this pumpkin.
You ain't gonna have to make me have it, but
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
Process
like
of elimination.
To me, like that pumpkin is like Coke Zero.
Yes.
Yeah, that Coke Zero is tough.
It misses something.
It's
So.
cool
I
as
gotta
when
be
your
thirsty.
country is the same. Yeah.
Okay, there we go. Yeah. And the perfect
But
name,
nah,
DJ
man.
Kool-Aid, so we got something to wash it down with.
There you go. Kool-Aid the
So,
man.
yeah,
That's my
man.
dog, right? He's a good dude, man.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
what was
but,
the timeline like, Earl, when you started having that revelation of, you wanting to DJ more, you start doing, the gigs on the weekends and things like that.
Yeah.
And then the timeline from there to making it your full time, like how much time was spent there?
So I moved here in August of 2013. And I remember my first DJ event gig, whatever, was actually in October of 2013. First one, it was just like a little nightclub type thing or whatever. Wasn't pursuing anything, just met a friend locally, and he said, "Yo, man, come check me out. I'm doing this deal, blah, blah, blah." I'm like, all right, cool. And he couldn't do it one night, and he said, "Hey, you want to cover for me?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure, I'll do it." So I did that. And of course, when you do it, you catch the eye of certain people.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then of course, me not being from the area, I play a little different. You know what I mean? So you're going to catch the ear of some people, right?
Yeah. They looking for it.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's what it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But then fast forward, man, around 2014 is when I started meeting a lot of those individuals that were in that professional realm. And I didn't know that that's where I wanted to be. I just wanted to get that feeling again that I had once before, that I haven't had because I've been chasing my corporate dream, and utilizing my education, to make means for my family, So I got 2 young kids, you know what I mean? And what's up, G Money? So I got 2 young kids. I'm married. I'm here, and I'm gonna tell you, man, and being an entrepreneur, the biggest thing you can have is a solid partner, bro. Now, I don't mean your business partner. I mean your personal partner.
Yeah, buddy.
That person that's at home, that's like holding stuff down for you when you out there grinding. My wife is a trooper, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, like, she, no matter what, she always made the right decision for the family. So I'm here, and now I'm working all day, and now I'm putting in time somewhere else, trying to do something that I like. Not knowing that this is really going to take over, being the bread and butter. So here I am, 2014, doing what I normally do, making relationships, networking with people, met those people in the community that are doing it. And I didn't really know they were the people. They were just nice people, you know what I mean? And we talked, network, later on I come to find like, oh, they somebody. You know what I mean? So, and then, I go with them to a couple of things, and I'm learning about Charleston. I'm learning about the venues. I'm learning about, how things work in the area. I'm like, all right, cool. So you got to realize too, in my job, I'm an analyst. You know what I mean? By profession, I'm an analyst.
Yes.
You know,
Yes.
and I'm a trainer. You know, so my job is to go into locations, analyze what's going on, help train the people to make them get to the goals that they need to. You know what I mean? Within the dealership. So same thing. So I'm analyzing the business, what's going on in Charleston. I'm like, yo, come to find out, Charleston's like one of the number one tourism spots of the South, one of the number one culinary spots of the South, one of the number one wedding spots of the South. And I'm thinking to myself, industry follows industry. You know what I mean? So somebody has to open the restaurant. Somebody has to, bring the uniforms. Somebody has to provide entertainment. Somebody has to do all these things to support it. So here I am thinking to myself, man, I need to take advantage of this. So now I'm moving my way through. In 2015 is when I really did my first wedding.
Okay.
Now I'm just gonna trip you out because it's like my first wedding was at this venue called the Island House.
Been there.
All right. So you've been there, right? So the house is backed up to the water. They have a huge tent right there. My first wedding was in the spring of 2015, and this was a bride that was out of town, and she was a wedding photographer, from Virginia. So this is a destination wedding. So I'm looking good online right now. I've never done a wedding, but my SEO and everything's looking good. She found me. We had the conversation. She booked me. All right, cool. So this is my first wedding ever. So now this is going to trip you out. So we were set up for the ceremony. Dad flies the bride in on a helicopter.
Wow.
Lands it in the front of the house where they got the big area. Lands the helicopter in the front of the house. Dad's the pilot. Bride gets out. They walk out to the ceremony.
That's crazy.
And I'm like, yo, this is what weddings are like in Charleston?
That's not small money activity. That's not small money activity at all.
I didn't charge enough.
That part, right? We bring a whole helicopter in.
I'm like, yo, they fly helicopters in. I said, we're going to be here for a while. At that point, I knew the dealership was done.
Wow. Just like that.
Just like that. I said, man, you let me match my income and it's a wrap. And in 2016, I ended the year and I was $30,000 away from my six-figure income that I was making at the dealership.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I made 70 grand part-time.
DJing. That's what I was thinking. I was
DJing.
like just part,
right?
Yeah.
Part-time.
Yeah.
Wow. So you already knew what happened the next year.
Yeah.
Full time.
Bro, you already knew what happened the next year. You had to go hard.
Incredible.
Yeah, you had to go hard. You know what I mean? Because you saw how close you were.
Yeah, if I could do 70 part-time, I did 70. What can I do if I was really...
What can I do if I had my own time, right?
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, but my stupid butt went another 3 years working.
Okay. So you didn't go the next year.
I didn't go.
Yeah.
You have self-doubt.
You have to be ready. You have to be ready.
And in the back of my mind, I'm like, yo, what if I fail and I got kids at home? I got a mortgage. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So here's
my
this job
was health insurance.
15 years.
My excuse was health insurance. We needed health insurance. My wife, we had young kids at the time. The second time around, we had 3 young kids at home, and we, they depended on me for the medical insurance. So that was my excuse to keep on going longer than I should
that's
have.
the thing. Like my wife was on my insurance, my kids was on my insurance. It's
right. And you're the man of the house.
Yeah, you're the man of the house. You got to make man decisions. So but to run a business, at that point in time, I already had all the ambition to do the things that I needed to do to make the money, but I didn't really know the business.
Right.
You know what I mean? So until one of these guys that I met earlier on in 2014, I went back to him. I said, listen, man, I got to talk to you because he used to work for the government and he stepped away around 2015. So he's doing the thing and me and him are buddies. So I was like, look, I need you to break this down for me because one, my body just can't take it.
Mm-hmm.
I said, I one in my head, I want to do this full time, and then, but physically, I just can't do it. Being at both places, so I got to make a decision. I'm making equal money, but I have to decide on something. And so he sat down with me over like how to structure the business the right way. And I'm gonna tell you, man, that's what it comes down to. People are out here. Nobody's done anything by themselves. Nobody.
Right. No man lives on an island alone.
No
Survives on an
man.
island alone.
No
Yeah.
man. Somebody got to
Yeah.
fly that food into you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
my man Nick Zareski, man, I love that dude.
Shout
Man,
out
he
to him.
runs. Man, Nick is the freaking man, and he taught me all kinds of stuff, and and sometimes you got to find the right person that wants to see you win.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because everybody
Yeah.
don't want to see you win.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
Everybody want to get on your train because your train is going to take them where they need to go, and they can hop off and they good.
Anytime.
But their train's still going further than that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I knew it, and then and even now, I still got people that are riding the train with me right now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? My train's still going further, but they hopping off somewhere else because they're not going to make it that far.
Yeah.
But
Everybody can't go.
everybody can't go.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Noah took 2 of each. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is enough to
Everybody
reproduce.
can't go. You know what I'm saying?
So these animals
Somebody
can
get
reproduce
left.
after this flood.
Yeah, we'll re-up
Yeah.
afterwards. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
absolutely.
the hardest thing in business, man, is really knowing who's really for you. And sometimes you got to ask questions to see people's reaction to find out if they're really in your corner.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And a lot of times it's not what they say, it's how they say it.
How they say it.
And
Lacking
their body mannerisms.
enthusiasm.
Yes. Yeah. And when someone turns around and they look you in the face and said, "Come here, let me show you this,"
Mm-hmm.
they believe in you.
Yeah.
But if someone just sit next to you and say, "Man, you just got to find a way to make it happen," they ain't for you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
true.
Message.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a good way to
Because
put
a lot
it.
of times you think your friends are, yeah, man, I mean, you're doing great, man, but look, I get it, man, but man, you're gonna find your way through it. No. Someone says, man,
Need some
let
guidance.
me help you find your way through it.
Yeah.
You know what? When someone says, let me help you find your way through it, they're for you.
Yeah, that's
When
right.
someone
That's
says,
right.
man, you're a good businessman. Don't worry, man. I know you're gonna find a way. No, that means they waiting for you to find it so we can keep riding the train.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Keep riding the train with no gas money.
Yeah.
No gas money.
I didn't punch your ticket. It's time for you to get off.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to kick them off the train,
Kick 'em off the
depending
train.
on the situation.
Yeah, but
It's all
it
good.
came eventually, man, to a point in 2019. I made the commitment. I went full time. It was the best decision I ever made because it was like a big load of stress was off of me. And it's not like anything changed because if I didn't get up and go to work, nothing got taken care
Right.
of. So it was the same thing.
The same disciplines
Same
apply.
discipline, yeah.
Yeah.
So don't let nobody lie to you. Think you're gonna start a business and everything good. It ain't good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You cannot
ebbs and
sleep till
flows.
12 o'clock. It's not happening.
Nah, the day over with, then
Yeah.
you can't
Yeah.
get nothing done.
You can hang out all night, but you better get up at 7.
You better.
Gotta
You
get
better.
up,
Work
get
is
to
happening.
it.
And I
Yes,
also
sir.
wanted to talk to you about, I know, just talking about, you had a mentor that kind of helped pull you through and help walk you through some things. And I see you doing that for others as well. Like I said, even from afar, I've kind of followed some of your path. I've heard Josh Walker talk about what you've done for him. I see like your DJ meetups, things like that you're doing down there. I wanted to, just ask you what was inspiring you to do those monthly meetups or those quarterly meetups and talk about that a little bit.
I'll tell you, man. So two things, man. Like I've always been. So my first job, I was an HR executive for a company. Worked my way to that point. Second job, I only had 2 careers. One was with Kroger Company, 15 years. Then 15 years with Hendrick Automotive Group, being a trainer, analyst, and stuff like that. So identifying good people, man. There's a guy, Josh Walker. He's on too, man. DJ Sticks, man. This dude,
he is.
That's our guy.
Bro, he used to stalk me on Facebook.
Tell us about it. He's
bro,
been on the
like,
show.
Man,
I met
where
Josh.
you DJing at next? I was like, I never met this kid. I was like, man, who is this guy? Right?
Yeah,
And
he saw something.
But when you see somebody that like he always liked my posts and everything, and eventually we met up, and I'm like, man, he a good dude. You know what I mean? Like, he was in a band. He's all this stuff like that. And when people following you, you gotta figure out who they are. So I looked into him, asking around about him. Oh yeah, he's a good guy, man. Young kid coming up, blah 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 blah. All right, cool. And one day he asked me, he said, "Man, you teach me how to DJ?"
Yeah,
and I said,
that's
"Man,"
what he told us. That's exactly what he told us. That you taught him how to DJ. Yep.
I said, "Bro," I said, "My time is extremely valuable." I said, "So if we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it when I say we're gonna do it, and this is the only time we got." And he was there every single time. Every single time, without fail. You know what I mean? And the thing about it was he already had music knowledge.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because he's in a band.
That
Very
helps.
smart guy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it helped. Very smart kid. You know what I mean? He already had music knowledge, so that helps. It was just the skill. He just didn't have the skill to. So it's like I just had to teach him the skill. So like, and if you ever learn how to DJ for someone, the skill is the easiest part. The skill of DJing is the easiest part. To teach people what to do is the easiest part. Why to do it is the hard part.
The why.
Understanding music is the hard part. He already had all that stuff down. So it's like, to do that, I was like, all right, cool, we good with that. And then and this was right before COVID, and I got a storefront, and we were literally I was about to open a DJing school. I literally got everything put together, all the stuff together, everything. COVID hit, killed everything. But back to the DJ, Charleston DJ Network, I started in 2017 because, now granted, 2019 I went full time. 2015 I was 30,000 away from making that income, right?
Sure.
So I hit it. I'm like, yo, the one thing I always say, you can never do anything by yourself. So what I noticed in analyzing the situation, you have downtown DJs, you have DJs that DJ in North Charleston, DJ that DJ in West Ashley, DJs that DJ like over and out, like Isle of Palms, Mount Pleasant, but they all knew each other on Facebook, but you never saw them together anywhere.
So that's where the inspiration came from to have your meetups.
Okay. Yeah, I said, look, we need to have a meeting of all the DJs just to get together, because that's why I physically met all of the DJs. We had this DJ meetup, and in 2017, it was at the bowling alley downtown. Man, there was over 100 people there, and 60 of them were DJs.
That's like some Godfather stuff, Earl.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
I told you.
We all came
Get all the
together,
family, get the 5 families together, Earl.
Yeah, man. We had people that came from Charlotte. We had people that came from North Carolina. We had parties that came from Florida just to come to support because of what we were doing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's awesome, man.
We did that. And man, we've been doing it since 2017. And the whole purpose was, one, just to, like you said, to promote, camaraderie, you know what I mean, togetherness, and to learn and teach each other, you know what I mean? Because, I don't know everything, but also too, you got to think about this now. I'm not working anymore, so I don't have anyone to work with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm used to working with people.
Iron sharpens iron.
Exactly.
Yeah. Only person I'm managing is Earl.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm at the house like, yo, why you late?
Having those conversations out loud with yourself.
Yeah. I got to stand in the mirror and talk to myself. I put myself on probation, on 90 days probation. Right?
So, write it up and stuff.
You gotta write
myself up.
Stuff up.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
But the one thing that I did learn, and I knew this, and this is like back when I was before I even moved here, I was involved in a multi-level marketing company before too. And the one thing I always learned about that was that you have to have people to bounce ideas off of. And then you also have to have, every industry has a conference.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
They meet up.
No matter what
meet
you're
up
in.
and
Every industry has a conference.
even church.
There's a national conference.
Yeah.
There's a regional conference.
Yeah.
And if you're smart enough, there's a local conference.
Local conference.
Right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
there was none of that in this area. So like I had to create it.
That's nice.
You saw the need, and you
Yeah.
That's just, and I think just coming from that corporate world, just like I was coming from that kind of corporate world, it kind of opens up your eyes to things that things can be done in a different way than what others that didn't have those experiences, whatever you thought of,
Yep.
Talk to yourself business meetings. Yeah.
Be the best, you know?
Those talk to yourself business meetings. Yeah, man.
They do, man. Like you know, there's nothing. There ain't nothing wrong with like kicking yourself in the butt. Like, man, you stupid.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
you know what I mean? Like, you gotta just be blunt sometimes.
Yeah,
Nitty
man.
I
gritty.
think my
man.
The voice
Like,
of
yo,
my
if you
boss
do that
in my
again, man, I'm
head.
putting you on restriction.
Restriction.
I'm gonna take your Game Boy away.
Sounds like Dave Ramsey. My boss
Dave
in my head, he says, "Don't be stupid."
Oh, your boss in your head got an accent.
Yeah. I've been down here a while now. Since I've been in the South.
It's like changing the Siri on your iPhone.
Yeah,
there you go.
Changing the voice of the Siri.
My boss is Dave Ramsey voice. That's a stupid idea.
That's awesome.
That's great, man. So, what's next? What's your plan? Any goals you have that you haven't achieved yet, and in your business or even personally? What's next for you?
Man, I think my biggest goal, man, in all honesty, is pretty much kind of coming to fruition. Last year, this year, and going into next year. There's so many people, man. My whole goal was to take people, like Josh, and like, yo, let's come together, man. Let me teach you what I know. Let me do this, help you out with that, and see people go off and do their own thing. You know what I mean? Because for a long period of time, it's like, man, when you look at my company, you look back at like my company and some old stuff, man, it's like 9 of us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we look like the Backstreet Boys up in there or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's sometimes more gratifying to see someone who you've planted a seed with take off. It's almost sometimes more gratifying than the stuff you're doing yourself.
Yeah, man. But that's the thing with to see people, man. You know what I mean? I like to see people.
Yeah.
My brother Tripper, like he said, "Fame, your boss sound like King of the Hill in your head."
That's a stupid idea. I listen to way too much Dave Ramsey.
My boss sound like what's his name? Bundy.
Al Bundy?
Al Bundy.
Al Bundy, the shoe salesman guy. The shoe salesman. Everybody put in the comments who your boss in your head sounds like.
Who's your boss?
My boss sounds like Judge Judy.
That's another one. Yeah, that's true.
That's crazy.
But my boss, I guess, really sounded like what's your man name? The psychiatrist, the bald one. What was his name? He said, "How's that working out for you?" I would say that to myself all the time.
Yeah,
I'm trying to think.
Dr. Phil.
Dr. Phil, yeah.
Dr. Phil. Yeah. Wow.
I would
wake up. That Dave Ramsey in him too.
Yeah, man. I would wake up, man, and I say, man, you did something stupid yesterday. I'm like, man, how's that working out for you? Just look at myself.
You think that was wise?
Yeah. But everything really kind of come to fruition, man. A lot of the cats that I ran with and that really got down with the team all have their own now. They all legit. They got EIN numbers. They got COI. They got everything they need to run their own personal business. And now I'm 1099 in them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
awesome.
And that's a beautiful thing from having like just a bunch of the because now let me just be. I'm gonna be up front and be straight. Some people never had nobody that would help them.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was that dude. You know what I mean? And there's and I didn't look at it that way. until afterwards. So I realized that my wife told me one time, she said, you know what? If you didn't help him, nobody else helped him. You know what I mean? And like that dude's 30 years old.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like nobody really helped him in his life. Yeah, you helped him. And I didn't look at it like that. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was like, dang, I guess she's right. You know what I mean? But they could have just kept on doing what they were doing and just never had that opportunity to propel forward.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
And
I feel the
I think
same way.
each one teach one, and you build it onto your own legacy by whether directly or indirectly, you're still adding on to your own legacy by helping others. It increases your overall reach.
Yeah, and the one thing I always look at, man, is like it always gives me someone to call back on when I need advice, because I don't know everything. You know what I mean? And I'll be honest with you, I don't want to know everything. This stuff, I don't want to know.
Right.
I don't want to learn it. It's like I ain't lie to you. Like AI, man, is like taking over the world. But I don't want to know it. I don't want to learn it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I got a lot of cats that's in the crew. They nasty, boy. They can do anything. You know what I mean?
Right.
They can put me on top of a helicopter with a Yankee hat on or something.
All of that.
Whatever, I'm like, yo, hey, I need this. They're like, I got you. In 2 minutes, hit me back with it. But
good with
stuff like that. When you build a network of people that have skill sets, then you don't have to know everything.
That's true.
You got resources.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. You don't have to do everything either.
You don't have to do everything. And I'm gonna tell you, and I'll tell you, and here's the most beautiful secret of my business. Is that I don't spend a dime on advertising. Because I have 8 guys that are just like me, that all of us get so much business that we can't do it, and we all share it with each other.
That's the most beautiful part.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I don't have to spend $2,000 in SEO on my website. We got 8 websites that
to each other,
all
right?
of us. Right.
Yeah. Referring
You see
to
what I'm
each
saying?
other.
All of us got our own personal investment into our business, and we're feeding each other.
Yeah.
When I started out, I'm putting $200 in Facebook ads, $150 in Instagram ads. Let me go to my webmaster, man. How much is it going to cost me to do an AdWord campaign? I got to spend $2,000 to do this, to try to get these numbers back. These how many clicks I'm gonna get, and all this stuff.
Yeah,
and, bro,
the analytics.
You know what I'm saying? And what's my bounce rate? And all this stuff. I don't want to know all that. I just want to show up around the party and get paid.
Yeah, and we gotta mention the name of your company. I don't think we mentioned it yet.
Man. Dance Doctors.
Oh, okay. He at the top. Well, let's reiterate for those that join later. Dance Doctors. Oh, the Dance. And how can people follow you? How can they follow you, Earl? If anybody,
everything on the Dance Doctors. You know what I mean? Instagram,
all the profiles,
all the platforms.
Yeah.
You know the ones I'm not on yet. Whenever I get on them, they're gonna be on there.
There you go. Even the new ones they make.
That's right.
That don't exist yet.
I love the name too, man. Because I mean, the name this is what we do. This is what we do. That's it. You don't have to ask the questions.
I'll tell you a quick story of how I came up with the name, man. Because your name is your identity, and it was fun, man. Because like you, I did work for a guy locally that was here for a little bit in 2014. I started doing some weddings until that 15th. I did my own personal one myself. But what I saw was when they booked a client, they had 3 playlists, and you pick from one of these 3 playlists. And they had these formats. And what that was easy for the guy that owned the company to send people out so they didn't screw it up.
Right.
So nothing was personalized.
Yeah.
So here I am following a format for an event to get a check mark at the end and walk back and say, yeah, we did it. But every time I left that event, I was like, man, that sucked.
That ain't what you wanted to play necessarily, huh?
Right. And it may not be necessarily what they wanted to hear.
True. It was already pre-established.
It's pre-established. So I was like, man, like this is boring. It's boring. Like the dance floor is boring. You know, like like people there's songs people are going to dance to. People are always going to dance to. I want to dance with somebody. They're always going to dance to Usher Year. There's certain songs they always want to do, but like it was kind of a fail safe so that the guys that he sent out didn't screw it up and mess up his name when people really wanted to book him type thing. You know what I mean? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's like
you try to hide behind it,
right? So they pick playlist B. So these are the songs you're gonna play in playlist B. You can play in whatever you order, but don't play no other songs other than these. Like, all right,
that takes
cool.
away the
Takes away the
personalized
radio
touch.
station.
Right.
Yeah.
It's like it's basically like you're being a radio programmer. So
robot.
Yeah. So it didn't feel personalized to me. You know what I mean? And I'm a pleaser. You know, and now you know how DJs, man, we people pleasers, man. We want to make sure everybody's happy. You know, you don't want to piss nobody off. Everyone's happy. And I was like, man, it's boring. It's just boring. It's boring. It's boring. And I was like, I said, we need to fix this somehow, man. I was sitting there. I was talking with my buddy at the time. He said, man, like, you over there talking like you a doctor or something, like you going to fix something. I was like,
okay, I see where we going.
I was like, all right. I said, so what's up? I said, so you saying I can't fix nothing? He's like, so we just talking. We just, you know how we do when we get riled up, right? And that's how the name came out, was like, yo, okay, well, cool. I'm going to fix the dance floor. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then it was like corny stuff, like, you know, like I got the prescription for the dance floor. You know,
nice.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know,
that's catchy though. That's catchy. Dance stopped it.
And it stuck.
Yeah.
And it stuck.
You know, but it was crazy stuff. But you know, after a while, it stuck. And then that's how we came up with our logo and everything too. You know, the pineapple stands for hospitality, and the bow ties for professionalism. So professional hospitality is what our logo is about.
Nice.
Oh, so you do the bow tie at your event and everything.
Yeah. You see that like that? Bam, there you go. See.
Yeah. Okay, there we go. See.
Gotta be sexy.
Josh says he's gonna look you up on OnlyFans of see if you got dance doctors on OnlyFans yet.
It's not on the platforms.
Go ahead, I'll have to pay you for it.
He's gonna be my first model.
And then Josh had made a comment about the movie Life, about the pies, and that's way better than the pies from The Help. That's all I'm gonna say. Miss Minnie and the pies from The Help.
We don't eat chocolate pies.
Yeah. One other thing I wanted to acknowledge, somebody said something earlier about a leap of faith, and my buddy who's in the chat, Dwayne, shout out to him. We have a group chat with him, myself, and my guy Boyd Tarleton, my best friends from back home, high school. He sends devotionals every morning, and the one he sent today was about having a leap of faith. So shout out to him. Everything full circle, man. That's crazy.
Everything full circle, man. There's a lot of prayers, man. You know, and like, especially being a man. Like, if you single and you don't have any kids and you're not married, the only person you got to be responsible for is yourself. You could wake up and like, man, I screwed up. You know what I mean? And then like do that. But you can't wake up and say I screwed up and you got 3 miles laying down. You know, you can't wake up and say, I screwed up. I'm trying to get somebody off to college. You know what I mean? You can't wake up and say, people depend on you, man. Like, you know, you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta muscle through it. So, you know, you gotta make things work.
Yeah, man. This has been great, man. I hope everybody was able to take something. I mean, just this discussion alone has been very inspiring and, you know, informative, you know, and that's why I love congregate here with everybody on Tuesdays.
You guys got a good platform, man. This is dope.
I know we got.
Go ahead and tell them to subscribe, Earl. Tell them to go ahead and tell them.
You gotta subscribe, man. What about to hit that bell?
Please, we got a lot of people who checked in for the first time, so we do appreciate you all for checking in with us. And hit that subscribe. Put some comments in the YouTube chat as well. Hit that subscribe. Leave a review. That'll be nice.
And we got to ask Earl before we get out of here. Say someone is right now listening, or they listening to the replay, and there's a passion or a hobby or whatever they're gifted at doing. They want to take the next step to turn it into a career, such as you did yourself. What is some advice you would like to leave them with before we close?
First thing, pray. Pray about it. Pray about it. And I read something the other day. It said the only risk is not taking the risk.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
That's like you miss all the shots you don't take.
There you go.
Yeah, gotta shoot the ball.
Awesome,
yeah,
awesome.
and thank you all for joining us today, man. Famous, you got something you want to say before we get out of here? I'm gonna pull up my events for the week.
I just want to thank Earl once more for checking in with us, for agreeing to do this. I'm spending a lot more time in Charleston now, so we're definitely going to link up a lot more. And I'm going to come down. Me and Brian are going to come down to some of these DJ meetups as well, man. We're going to do some more things together. I really appreciate what you're doing there in the entertainment and the hospitality community in that area.
Yeah. And I'm coming down there too.
I wish I lived.
Hey, we'll bring it to you. You need to come down. We'll bring it to you.
That's what
what I need to just pick up grab some ribs or something. We can grill it out and a meet up. MEAT.
All we need is electricity and space. That's it.
Yeah, we were actually talking about that. Like Brian and I were talking about, it'd be great if there was something like this, closer to where we live, man. So if you wanna be that guy up here, man? I know you.
Yeah, man. Hey, look, ain't nothing but gas and time. That's all it is. And I got both.
All right.
That's right.
Hey, before we get out of here,
I think
go ahead.
What am I doing this weekend? Oh, I have a wedding in Hart Meadows on Saturday. I'll be in Charleston Saturday for a wedding. Nothing on Sunday. It's a one gig weekend for me, which is nice sometimes.
What? Yeah.
Every once in a while,
okay.
I'll take it.
I got a few this week. One I can't make, but because I was already booked with my other situation. But real quick, Mellow Groove duo Brandon Stevens and myself will be at Savor the Flavors here in Rock Hill on Thursday. That's from 6 until 9. That's the Max Abilities fundraiser where I met Shanali and Mindy initially, famous some years ago from CCB. Friday, Mellow Groove full band will be at the Rhythm and Blues Jazz Festival of York County. That will be downtown Rock Hill. I won't be there because I'll be with the chairman of the board in Troy, North Carolina. But the chairman of the board will be in Troy, North Carolina on Friday. Mellow Groove will be downtown Rock Hill. On Saturday, Brandon Stevens and I, Mellow Groove duo, will be at Player One Up Arcade here in Rock Hill, South Carolina from 8 until 11, man. So we got and I'll be at church on Sunday. Yeah. Yeah, but shout out to Mount Dewell. And the voice in my head is now sounding like Major Payne. Hey, yo, we thank y'all for joining us, ladies and gentlemen.
What you got coming
big
up,
shout
Earl?
out. Yeah, Earl, let them know what's happening.
Man, I got this Saturday, I do have a wedding. Matter of fact, I'm excited about it because it's a venue that's been remodeled. And it's actually owned by Charleston Parks and Recreation. So I'm really excited about that. It's one that they always go to, Alhambra Hall. It's been used pretty frequently. I'm excited to see that. So I'll definitely be there. Friday night, I got a club night Friday night, man, Somerville. So I'll be here at 10 o'clock over at Montrose, downtown Somerville. It's always a great place, man. You get to play a lot of 90s and 2000s. Pull up, man. Yeah. It's a good spot. Really good spot. You know what I mean?
Nice. Yeah, I'm following you on Facebook
come
now.
Down there.
No,
we
need to plan something. Yeah, get Josh back on. We go. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
This has been great, man. We thank you so much one final time for sharing with us today. It was very inspirational, very informative. Thank you to everybody who joined us and hung out this entire time. Once again, do not leave without hitting that subscribe if you're on YouTube. You can also find No Shortcuts with Midas and Fame on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Twitch, wherever you listen to your podcast at. It's Betty Ann Rayner. Might go, visit. Come on up. Go to www.thechairmanoftheboard.com.
Might be a Carolina girl situation.
Come on. Yeah, do the funky chicken. We got room. And ladies and gentlemen, y'all give Earl a call, but hopefully you ain't got to call Earl this weekend. We'll see y'all next week. Earl, stay on the line, man. Stay on the line.